Okay, hello friends. So today I'll be reviewing this guitar amplifier from a company called Vault, VAULT. Okay, and it's a guitar amp, and the series that they've called it is Fury 30. Okay, so I'll quickly go through what the amp has on board, and then we will probably have a quick run through the sounds that it can give you. Yeah. So it's pretty small and good, decent looking practice amp, and probably you can also do some hobby gigs with it. Okay, good for beginners to maybe even intermediate people who really don't want to lug too much of gear along with them. But I would still keep this to a practice session limited. Yeah. So what we have here is a guitar input. This is the power indicator. Okay, and then we have these guitar amp controls. So you have a JC clean, tube screamer, blues, crunch, lead, rhythm, and metal. Too many amps here, pretty much on the offering. Then we have a simple gain control here. You have the presence knob. Then you have a EQ, treble, mid, and bass. Nice touch there, having all three frequencies here, three bands. Then we have a volume control. Then we have something called as the space effects that they say. So it's nothing but it's delay and reverb. So you can either have a delay, or towards the right side you have a reverb here. Yeah. Then we come to the effects. So in effects you have a chorus, you have a flanger, you have a phaser, and a tremolo. So this is the chorus, flanger, phaser, and tremolo, right? And interestingly, okay, they have given a practice drum module here. Okay, so this drum module has a few buttons here. So the active button here activates the drum module. Okay, and then once you press this button, the rhythm starts and this light turns on. So when the rhythm is on, you can go through the rhythm presets. I think they have got about 36 rhythm presets given. So increment and decrement, increasing and decreasing the rhythm patterns. So if rhythm pattern 1 is playing, if you press the plus, it goes to 2, 3, 4, 5, and back again. Okay, so that is the rhythm selection using these two knobs. If you press this turn button, then it switches the functionality. Okay, from rhythm it will go to the tempo. So for the selected rhythm, you have then these plus and minus buttons act as your tempo value adjustments. Okay, so with this LED lit, you will have increasing in the tempo through this plus button, and a decrease in tempo with the minus button. And then again, if you press the turn, you have a volume for the drum module. Okay, so again, a plus here would mean increase in volume of the drum kit, and minus will mean a decrease in volume. Now the drum sounds are pretty lame. Okay, they are not even usable. You're gonna listen to those for a long time. So, but still better to have than a plain one-click monotonous metronome. But the drum kits are really boring, but they give you a slight variety as compared to a plain metronome. So I'm not a fan of these kind of drum sounds, but still pretty handy if you were to practice and you don't have anything else with you. So all you can do is if you're going out on a vacation, or you are all alone in a bedroom or anywhere for that matter, you can just pick this amp and have a good amount of practice. Okay, then at the back, let's have a look here at the back. So here you have a power cable, and then this is your power supply on off button, and then here you have an auxiliary in and phones out. Pretty decent stuff. So you can actually put in something through your auxiliary in, maybe a drum module or maybe your mobile, and play some songs and jam along. And phones for silent practice through headphones if you may wish to do that. Okay, so this looks a pretty good amp, and it is indeed. It weighs 6.5 kilos, so it's pretty heavy as well. Okay, for the size. So it's a 30 volt amp. Okay, sorry, 30 watts amp. 30 watts. Yeah, and it's got a good handle. It's again a rugged handle that you can easily lift and carry. Pretty heavy. The casing is pretty solid. It's got some good corner bindings here. So I think this is going to be very solid. Only, the only concern I have here is this UK plug that they have. Of course, not concerning, but I think this company, these amps and the products of this company are typically sold here in India only, is what I've seen. So it's by a company called Bajao.com, and they apparently seem to be made in China, but I'm not sure. I think Bajao themselves manufacture these. Okay, so so if Bajaj has is the one who is manufacturing these in India or wherever, and but the target is only India, why do they have to go with a UK plug? I mean, come on, in India we don't use these kind of plugs. So this is a little bit of a letdown for me. So you have to buy an adapter and then plug it in, and if you were to lose the adapter and if you were to be somewhere, then this is of no use to you. So some minus marks there for Bajaj for not having this one, not getting this thing right. Yeah. Okay, now let's do a quick run through of these sounds in this. Yeah. Okay, so I have plugged in a PRS SE Custom 24, as you can see here probably. So this is my PRS SE Custom 24 that I've plugged into the amp. I've kept the EQ knobs pretty flat, no effects, and I have kept the amp selector on the first clean tone, which they call it as a JC clean. So here's what it sounds like. And the volume is just barely less than half, so I'm pretty sure this is going to get very loud. Okay, now I'll just move on to the next clean channel. That's the next clean channel, as you can see. Then we have a tube screamer, the amp model called as tube screamer. Then I'll move to the model that they call as blues. Just reminding you, there are no effects turned on yet. This is plainly walking through the amp models with everything flat. Then something called as the crunch. Then we have something called as a lead. Then moving to the next model, which is called rhythm. Too many amp models actually, and they just sound pretty much same to me. So the crunch, the lead, the rhythm, they are pretty much same. So I don't know why they created these. Okay, then we have the metal. So this is the amp models. Now I'll quickly turn on some effects. Okay, so I'll go to the JC Clean model again, and probably put on some delay and a bit of chorus. So this is how it will sound like. And now I'll put some reverb on. Okay, and the chorus is on. I'll move it to flanger now. Let's see how the flanger sounds. Now I'll change it to a phaser. That's extreme phasing. Now we'll move to tremolo. I found the tremolo pretty usable. It's good. So these are the effects that you can see here. What I'll do is now I'll just keep it on some delay. And let's look at some of the high gain tones. I'll put it on the tube screamer. And so the amp that I selected here is the tube screamer, and the gain has been turned completely to 100%. So the sustain on this is pretty good also. The amp is, I really like the tone that it is producing at this price point, and it's a 30-watt amp, and it's not even near 50% of its volume. So I'm sure it goes pretty loud, and I have seen that it goes crazy loud. Okay, so since it's night right now, I'm not really cranking it up. But I find this tube screamer amp model pretty good to my ears. I'll just check what the blues amp model sounds like with the same settings. Now, same thing with crunch model. Lead model. model. I don't find really good use for these kind of models. There are 3-4 models that sound pretty much redundant, but I think the tube screamer is good. Then you can choose either one of the blues, crunch, lead, whatever. So this is something that they are calling as rhythm. Okay, and now let's look at the metal. Okay. Now let's quickly have a look at the rhythm patterns here. So I'll just activate the drum patterns. So the tempo has been turned fast now. It's increased. So this is something probably sounding like a metal drum beat. Sick and probably a metal drum beat that is completely ill. So that's it. I think these are the drum patterns, and there's 8 different amp models with a gain control with the presence, treble, mid, bass, volume, delay and reverb, and finally the four effects: chorus, flanger, phaser, and tremolo. So for 30 watts, this is really good, sounds really good, awesome. Again, as I said, it's pretty good, looks rugged, and I don't know how long it will last, but it looks like it'll last for quite good amount of time. And at about 10,000 or 11,000 Indian rupees, this is again a very good competitor to probably some good brands, okay, out there. Thank you for watching. Cheers. Have a great day.